Getting lethal has never been easier, especially with these two cards that are in standard Wilds of Eldraine right now. Hey Dragonauts, Astos Flame here, tapping out to talk about Izzet Prowess, a modern deck brought to standard, and I'm so excited, just like how I'm so excited that you'll be tapping that subscribe button to stay updated on all the new standard best of 3 decks for the Wilds of Eldraine meta. And with that, let's prowess our way into what makes Izzet Prowess a top contender for the standard ladder.
When Izzet Prowess comes in and slamming, it comes in so fast. The deck specializes in using instants and sorceries or non-creature spells to buff up your creatures with prowess itself for just huge amounts of damage in a single turn. It is not impossible to have two 13/13s from 5 to 6 spells, depending on what they are, and just ending the game because your opponent decides not to block, which is an extremely scary aspect with some of the creatures we've got on this list. Like starting off here, the Elusive Otter. While we're not playing green for the Grove's Bounty side, we're playing the blue for just this adorable little otter, which has prowess, and creatures with power less than Elusive Otter can't block it. So the more and bigger we make the otter, well, the less that's going to be able to block it, which is fantastic. And having an unblockable prowess creature. We have standard all-star at the moment that is in almost every mono red deck. Monastery Swiftspear, the ever classic haste and prowess. We're bringing in two counter spell dancers in this list here, trample and prowess. This is an optional point for us because it is a 2-mana spell. It does not inherently have protection. However, if we are playing a bit of a longer game, needing a larger body here, we can bring in the spell spear and then transform it into the Gixian spell stalker with the double prowess or 2 trample. So it is a good late game engine that helps you with a huge creature that protects itself. And lastly, we've got some Frolicking Familiars. Prowess creature on its own, it only triggers from instants or sorceries, but it does add value in here of having a 1-mana spell dealing a damage to any target. So we can trigger prowess on our other creatures, recast this later, and have a 2/2 flyer that can just poke in for final points of damage, which is fantastic. The spell suite in a prowess deck really gets divided into 2 sections. You have your cantrips and you have your damage or enablers. So in the case of damage here, we are doing the traditional play with fire lightning strike approach. If we had lightning bolt, that'd be amazing, but sadly we don't. But that's okay. In this instance, like I said, play with fire, we're going to deal 2 damage with 1 mana, and lightning strike, we're going to deal 3 for 2 damage. So not bad, it's still very effective, and when you add that with the damage from a prowess creature, it's very quick that your opponent's life total can just go to 0 ASAP. We're also adding in an Ancestral Anger package. This is both a cantrip, a prowess bonus, and it ups the damage we've got, right? So target creature is going to get trample, which is great for anything that isn't flying or flipped. So our Monastery Swiftspear is a prime target for Ancestral Anger here. In addition, that creature is going to get plus X plus O, where X is the number of Ancestral Angers in our graveyard plus 1. So the more Ancestral Angers we've played, the bigger our creature is going to get, which is awesome, and it draws us a card, all the things we love. From Wilds of Eldraine, we're actually also bringing in Monstrous Rage, giving a creature +2 plus 0 until end turn, which is nice, but giving it a roll token. The Monster Roll. The Monster Roll gives a creature +1/+1 and trample. So another way that blocking just doesn't matter to us. That trample is going to help you overrun into the opponent's life total with the extra damage. And then the cantrip package, the cards that can just keep your deck rolling and going. We're going to be running Considers, Sleights of Hand, and Ren's Resolve. Now, notably, only Consider here is the only instant. The others are both sorcery. However, as you set up your cards from draw, Sleight of Hand has a good option to just continually dig you deeper. Ren's Resolve is going to net you 2 cards in exile to cast at instant speed, and then Consider you can follow up during combat for some extra tricks and final point of damage on your opponent's life total. If push comes to shove, we do have some cool options in the land base that I'm going to touch on here. That is going to be Otawara and the Sokenzin here. Sokenzin can make you some good tokens that push in final damage against the opponent or produce some blockers if you need them, while Otawara can act as both a protection piece or removal piece. So if your opponent has something in the way that you're just not able to get through, Otawara can bounce it there. You'll get in your final points of lethal for the game. Touching on the sideboard, a very straightforward package. We are running some Spell Pierces and Negates. These counter magics are going to be very helpful against the control games when you are just trying to establish your early damage, and you can stop there, either remove or counter spells by catching them when they're tapped out and not much available. Lethal Mana Barrage is going to be fantastic against their Planeswalkers. Plus, you can bring this in against any of the Dimir, Azorius, or Esper mid-range matches coming in. Fading Hope kind of in that spot where either you're against another aggressive deck, or your creature or your opponent's playing like Reanimator mid-range, and you just want to remove a big threat out of the way like a She-Holdred. It's not going to matter, it's gone. Plus, it's a Prowess trigger. And speaking of those big creatures, if you're running into like 5-color Domain or a Reanimator deck, Bloody Betrayal, a fantastic option to bring in for this list. This is going to let you just take their big creature, chuck it back into their face, combine that with your Prowess creatures, and they're probably not living through that turn. But Dragonauts, this is Izzet Prowess. Please enjoy the game.
No land again. Ouch. Feels bad, Mulligan. I mean, it's workable. I'm gonna go for the sleight of hand here. I got you do. Ooh, interesting delivery. I'm interested. Lay it on me. Opponent is Esper. Ruh-roh. I'm in trouble. I kind of got to take out that. Can't let it live. Denick really wrecks my day. And they had another one. And they had another one. At least they're not casting She-Holdred. They are going to play in the PS, though. That's a little annoying. Alright, let's see what we can get and rolling here. So let's cast Consider first. I don't think, well, I already have that on the land for next turn. Let's not worry about the land. We'll go for a Sleight of Hand. I'll grab a Swiftspear, I think. Let's take the Play with Fire, actually. Play in the Shivan Wreath. Then let's go ahead and play with Fire the Denick. And let's punch the opponent in for 4. And I'll pass the turn. Still can't deal with the second Denick, though. The life gain's going to be annoying. Let's go ahead and Ren's Resolve. And a Monstrous Rage and a Play with Fire. Not terrible. I mean, combat? Go in for the Monstrous Rage? Hope this isn't a Wandering Emperor? Nah, it's a She-Holdred's Edict. Damn it. Alright, Izzet Prowess may just... Alright, well, Spellpiercer can come in here. We're gonna go down 1 Monstrous Rage, 1 Sleight of Hand, 1 Lightning Strike, and 1 Frolicking Familiar for 4 Spellpierces. Azorius Control. Oh no. Using Candy Trail. Interesting. You were Dex and 9? I am, Ablin. I am. We'll take the play. Alright, this seems good. Go get him, Swifty. Alright, you all ready for big damage here? I'll take the Otter. Alright, let's go Stormcarved Coast into our favorite little otter. And then I am gonna go poke in for 1. And pass the turn. And Spell Pierce. Alright. Sure, wedding announcement's fine. Alright, let's cast a Consider. Don't want a Kenra. Let's play in a Swiftspear. Play in this land. Cast in another Consider. Keep that Lightning Strike. And then play with Fire. Triple Trigger. And push in the opponent down to 2. That worked out a lot better. Okay. That worked out better. Ooh, Siphon Insight on full. Alright, we stole game 2 and we get game 3. I think I'm still happy with what we've got. The Spell Pierces are definitely what I like. There could be reason to bring in the negates. Potentially over the Kenra. Especially because we're going to be lax. So I'll drop the Kenras for the negates. And we're going to get into game 3 here. Do I like that? Do I like this hand? Maybe we're mulliganing. I mean, it's better. Swifty and Anger plus negate, I'm not opposed to. Turn 1 Swiftspear, hold up negate, always seems good, right? And we got a Spell Pierce. And another Spell Pierce. We're gonna poke in for 1 here. Let's go ahead and catch them on a Spell Pierce here, I think. Ah, you know what? Negate. Negate's fine. Negate's fine. Playing our little otter. I'll poke in for 1 again. I'm going to hold back the prowess for 1 turn. I can counter their stuff twice if they try to play another wedding announcement. Poggers. Alright, Ancestral Anger on the Swiftspear. Playing that land. Ancestral Anger on the Otter. Cast in a Ren's Resolve. Oh, the damage is so real. Let's go. Okay. Gotta admit, that was kind of cool. Alright, let's start off with the sleight of hand here. We'll take that Ancestral Anger. Let's go ahead and use it on the Otter. And then bump into combat because this is lethal. We're going to cast Monstrous End on our Swiftspear. And take game 3. Yeah, I'll keep, actually. I think we just kind of build our board state a little bit, and then we pile in on, like, considers and stuff. You're gonna lightning strike my Swiftspear. Alright, sure. We'll play in my little otter. It's the little otter that could. Alright, pack leader's fine. And Frolicking Familiar, the Ascendant pack leader. Ah, it's werewolves. Honestly? Oop. Oop. Okay. Deny the creatures, clear up the board, pushing damage. One has 4 mana here. Ill-Tempered Loner gets a little annoying. So this is where Otter is probably going to be how we work to finish this. So let's go ahead and consider first. So we can attempt to find a land. There's a land, sweet. And then let's go ahead and consider again. I will actually keep that land on top for next turn. And we're going to Ancestral Anger, draw another card. Pushing for 5, and yeah, it can't be blocked, so that feels pretty good. Rebel Salvo, sure. Opponent for pushing it for 5. Opponent left himself wide open though at 7. Honestly, quite dangerous here, considering I just get to go Swiftspear into Ancestral Anger. Play in this land and then go Lightning Strike on the opponent's face. And there's game 1. So yeah, I think for game 2, it's going to be Bloody Betrayal. I'm going to cut a couple of the Frolicking Familiars. We're looking for damage. They play some big stuff. Let's steal their biggest thing and turn it around against them, especially with that Ill-Tempered Loner. Let's go ahead and get into game 2. She'll play with fire. I do like the play with fire. The lands probably means our draw is a little more. I'll keep for the moment because we have the cantrip. Oh, nice. We got an otter. Let's go. Drawing that otter off the top was huge. And they're going to kill it. Oh, that sucks. My poor little defenseless otter. Let's go for sleight of hand. Grab a play with fire. We'll pass the turn. So I'm representing what? 7 damage. Stormseeker. Kind of blows because I can't kill it. So we'll go down to 15 here. Another Ancestral Anger. I really don't want that thing living. So I'm going to go ahead and Lightning Strike it. Pass the turn. Tovolar. Alright, you were really just committing me on killing your stuff here. Again, don't want them drawing cards, don't want to keep them off of things, but I'm really at a stuck. I need like a Swiftspear or an Elusive Otter in the next couple draws. No, this really helps me. As soon as I get a creature, I can like... sure, that's fine. And goodbye. Alright, Bloody Betrayal. I mean, I can steal their creature, I guess, and try it. Ah, now we're talking. So Ken's in here. Alright, we're going places now. We got some 1/1s. We're gonna just only attack for 1. There's the Ill-Tempered Loner. How nice of you. So much so, in fact, I would actually like to Draw some more cards. Thanks. There we go. Down to 5. Much better. Reasons why we play Bloody Betrayal. Sometimes we just have to turn our opponent's creatures against them. And I am going to attack here. Because I win either way. Oop, lightning strike, get a prowess trigger, and there's game 2.
Hey Dragonauts, thank you so much for sticking around at the end of the video. It's always appreciated. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to stay updated on all the new decks coming out for the Wild of Elder and Standard meta. And as always, keep believing. I'll catch you next time.